You see it flashing? Yeah. And then don't cover up you see the tip, those holes, just don't cover up those holes. I'm teaching Skylar how to hit my new vape. It's pretty cool. It's like an e-cig, but it's wax. For those you stoners out there, you know what wax is. And it's like super indiscreet. I was walking through the mall parking lot today hitting this, and people thought I was just one of those fags with an e-vape. They thought it was a blue cigarette. You know what I mean? Oh, that tastes good. It tastes really good, and it's just easy to hit. I'm gonna move the mic there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and it's just super.
That tastes like lime.
Indiscreet. Or not indiscreet. It's discreet. It's this discreet in the screets. In the screets, it's discreet.
That's.
Hit it again.
I enjoy this.
Hit it again.
Dude.
We're almost out of weed.
This is so good.
We have barely enough weed to get through this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to make it, and we're going to talk about Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to talk about Tony Romo. And guess what? We're not going to talk about Mark Sanchez.
I be high when I split a Dutch and fill it up. I be high when I get my money doubled up. I be high when the model wanna let me cut. I be high when I'm shining cause my diamonds blush. I be low when the nigga can't get away. I be low when I can't seem to make a way.
Alright.
I be low when I can't.
What's up, motherfuckers? I am Jacob Summers, and I am joined alongside my best friend and my co-host, Skylar Powdermaker. And we are the Homers, and we are here to talk about the Cowboys today. We're going to talk about their loss to the Green Bay Packers as they fall to the hands of Aaron Rodgers, and what that means for our boys. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, Skylar, before we talk about why we think we lost and the Packers prevailed, do you want to just break down the game chronologically and talk about what we saw out on the field?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's go to this atrocious first half.
All right, so we start off with the ball, and we have what looks like a pretty good drive going. We start with a little screenplay to Terrence Williams and picked up a first down. We had a pass to Dez that picked up another first down, I believe. We had a little short route to Cole Beasley. I think it was a screen pass too. And then we had a drop ball. A huge drop ball came at the hands of Terrence Williams that brought up a fourth down and a field goal attempt from Dan Bailey, who is sure enough automatic.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys go up 3-0 with our first drive, and I mean I was happy with that as I'm watching the game, but it turned out not to be enough. What do you think?
Yeah. Just another mistake to really linger in the backs of our minds.
Right. We left points on the field.
Another costly mistake that hopefully we can learn from. Other than that drop, I think Terrence Williams had a tremendous game. Him and almost every other wideout. Cole Beasley, Dez had a fantastic game. They all just had great games. Jason Witten.
Our offense was playing good.
Our offense was really good.
The terror of what brought the Cowboys down, other than the defensive play, was just the mistakes, man.
Yeah.
The untimely and the costly mistakes that we left too many points out there on the field. And if you would have told me that we were going to score 31 points before the game starts, I think we're winning it. Yeah. But, I mean, against Aaron Rodgers, I guess 31 wasn't enough. It wasn't going to do it. So, 28 rather. Excuse me. Packers had 31. But, okay, so the Cowboys are up 3-1, and we give the ball to the Packers, who start a drive, and they start moving down the field pretty swiftly.
Yeah.
They came out ready to play. And that was one thing that the Packers, everyone was saying that they were going to have to do if they wanted to win this game. They were starting off all their games really slow and kind of working into a pace. But in this game against the Cowboys, they certainly did not do that.
Yeah, they got a quick jump on us. And our defense was full of penalties throughout the game, costly penalties on on third down.
And one of those penalties came up on this drive where we jumped off sides, and Aaron Rodgers knew he had a free
Yeah.
play. So what does Aaron Rodgers do in that situation? He takes it to the air and goes for the end zone. And sure enough, his tight end was there to catch it and reel one in. And they go up 7-3.
Yeah, him and Richard Rodgers, I think, is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
They, man, you just can't. Aaron's too good. He just knows.
He takes advantage
of every single thing he can on the field. That's why he was catching us with making substitutions. If he had the right amount of men that he needed, and he knew that we were gonna have to make a change on third down, he would exploit that. Hurry up to the line and call a quick play and catch us with too many men, or try and catch us with illegal substitutions, or in today's case with that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Bryce Butler whenever he went into the huddle and then left, or however you want to describe it. Either way, Aaron knew what the hell was going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it in that sense, you could definitely see the biggest knowledge gap of the game, and that was just the who's been there before. Aaron's been there, and he knew. He saw those situations unfold before him, and he was able to take advantage. When he saw the Cowboys slipping, he was there to notice and pick up on it, and he did not slip. And he took full advantage of it, and they went up 7-3 early.
Well, Aaron had nothing to do with the Bryce Butler play. I kind of fucked that up, but still.
And another thing on this touchdown that we forgot to mention, number 50.
Yeah, Sean Lee is picking up the tight end on this play, and why?
Now, Skyler.
Because he's burned by 5 yards. He's already gone.
Now, Skyler, you noticed this when we were watching the game yesterday. You noticed it before I did, but you mentioned it to me, and then I kept seeing it. But Sean Lee was playing a lot of man coverage, and when they would motion out, move the running back out to the slot, more often than not, Sean Lee was following that running back out there and covering him, and playing man coverage and trying to be a cover linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just getting beat every time. He's not made to play that position.
Yeah, well, we were bringing in heat from outside with Scandrick trying to bring pressure on Aaron Rodgers.
And I guess that means you have to have Lee playing some kind of coverage to compensate. But I mean,
but man,
why not bring Lee and leave Scandrick out there in the coverage? Doesn't that make more sense if you want to be quick in coverage?
Yeah, but they were just killing us up front. They even lost T.J. Lang in that game, and they were still killing us up front.
Well, we just couldn't get to Rodgers, but let's talk about that later, because that becomes very prevalent in
you can't beat Green Bay
the later
when you
quarters.
give Aaron so much time.
Right,
man.
let's get to that later though, Sky. So they get this touchdown, they go up 7-3, and we get the ball back, and we go into a lull. We can't do anything with the ball. You know, we couldn't do anything. And as soon as Aaron Rodgers gets the ball back in his hands, well, this man is still hot. He hasn't slowed down at all.
No.
He continues to carve up our defense through the air. They're not even thinking about running it. All of their progression down the field is through the air. And he hits Devontae Adams on a huge pass. I mean, that tackle by Wilcox was vicious. I'll give him that, but still. They marched right up that field and finished it off with a run by not even a running back.
You know, by Ty Montgomery.
Ty Montgomery, who's not even a running back, wears number 88, which just looks weird to me.
Had the best game of his running back career tonight, though, for sure.
Oh yeah, spectacular game. And he's from the Dallas area. He had 2 touchdowns. Pretty cool for that guy. Alright, so at this point in the game, it's early in the second quarter, and the Green Bay Packers are up 14-3. They have the ball, and they, again, are carving us up. Aaron Rodgers is not getting pressured in the backfield. He's scrambling around, and these receivers just continue to get open. You can't give these receivers and this quarterback that much time.
Yeah, he's hitting us with this entire arsenal. He's using Ripkowski. He's using Allison, his young receiver. He's using, obviously, Randall Cobb and Devontae Adams are just destroying us. So
The Devontae Adams reception that they thought was a touchdown got him to the 1. And then, once again, Ty Montgomery comes in for his second touchdown. And they are up 21-3. And that's where I think I remember when we were watching the game, they showed the Dallas sideline, and they realized, I think some of them realized that it was now or never. They had to show up. And they came out this next drive, they got the ball, and they showed that they were going to play some football tonight.
Yeah.
They weren't just going to roll over and get pounded on and be sitting ducks. So they come out, and Dez. I mean, this is just the drive of Dez.
Yeah, Dez really had a fantastic drive. Dez honestly just had a great game, but Dez is found twice on this drive, and then one for what? How many yards was that? Like 40 yards for a touchdown.
40. And I mean, he embarrasses this Gunter, I think it is. I mean, look at the
mismatch.
separation. Look at the separation. Yeah. He had a couple of yards on him.
Green Bay was very thin in that position where Gunther was, and he did not stand a chance in that matchup with Dez.
And now, I think, do you think maybe that's one of the reasons? Because I know as we were watching the game last night, you and me kept hounding and yelling at the TV saying, run it on first down. On first down, give the ball to Zeke. But do you think that maybe that's why they were throwing it so much on first down? They were trying to take advantage of that mismatch in the secondary?
Yeah, that's why. I mean, they ran it with Zeke on that drive, but next
they did,
two
but not
plays
nearly
were
as much as we
with
thought.
Dez, and
They should have.
But the one run that Zeke had was just money, and he just plowed up the middle and picked up like 8. Let me
put it this way. In a game that close, maybe 40 more yards of offense get you those points you need to win it, right? 40 more yards. I say that if you gave Zeke 3 to 5 more touches in that game, it's very possible that he gets you those 40 yards.
Yeah.
Very possible. And I'll just leave it at that. You can let that thought ponder in your brain.
He was taking off huge chunks of yardage tonight.
So we go down, and Dez scores that touchdown, and we make it 21-10. And then we get a great kickoff and pin them within the 5. And we get the ball back. They do nothing with the drive. So we come out, and again, Dak looks like a man on a mission.
Yeah.
He shows that we're here to play. He finds Beasley, who absolutely gets lit up, but hops right back up. I was so proud of Bees in that moment because he really did get rocked. But once again, we left points on the field, and we settled for a field goal.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to hear me say that a lot more throughout this podcast because it was kind of the narrative of this game.
But it was within one possession here, and the momentum was starting to take a turn because our defense was finally starting to show up, and this outside blitz from Skandrick finally pays off.
Yes, and it was momentum because it took us into the locker room with points. And I know that it was probably a huge swing for the morale in the locker room.
Yeah.
But Green Bay comes out, they get the ball first as they deferred, and that catch by Randall Cobb.
Aaron's chemistry with his
amazing.
receivers is just the chemistry they have is incredible out there.
He hits Randall Cobb to the outside, and then who was that he hit the long bomb? Was that Cooks?
Yeah.
And then he finds Cooks again in the end zone for the touchdown.
Cook. Yeah.
And it was just Aaron Rodgers once again through the air. We couldn't stop this man. He was throwing on the run. He was throwing in the pocket. It didn't matter.
Yeah. But dude, the Packers could not stop Zeke though either.
They couldn't. And we came back out on the next drive, and Zeke had a 20-yard run to start it off. And then Dak had a little run there himself to get a first down.
Yeah, he did.
And then came that interception.
Yes.
So let's talk about that interception because that was a huge.
Yeah, Dak threw a pick.
7 minutes, 12 seconds left in the third quarter. And
what was it,
the cornerback?
Screenplay?
Yeah, it was a screenplay. Okay, so let me describe it to anyone who maybe doesn't remember or didn't get to see it. But Beasley and Dez were lined up in a stack formation, Beasley being behind Dez. And it was a little just step back, immediate screen pass to Beasley. Dez was supposed to block, and Dez didn't get the block on his cornerback. And the cornerback read it, jumped it, and came away with the ball. And I'm honestly surprised he didn't take it for 6.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean,
He really should have.
that was a hell of a play. I don't know who that was. Was that 33? That's not Gunter. Oh, that was Hyde. Yeah.
Micah Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
He had
That
our
guy.
number all night.
That was huge. Because we were on the 20-yard line, too. The 22 or something like that. And if we get that, man, we're within a touchdown.
Yeah.
Make it a one-score game. But rather, Rodgers gets the ball again, and he does something rather uncharacteristic as he throws an interception.
Jeff Heath, man.
Jeff Heath had one hell of a game.
Yep.
I was so proud of that guy.
You know, people talk shit about having a bye, thinking that it might be a jinx in the playoffs, but without that bye, Jeff Heath would not have gotten the time he needed to get healthy for this game, and he really paid off today, or last night. He had a fantastic game. He would have had 2 picks had we not made that second stupid pass interference penalty, but that's later in the game.
Right. So, with that interception, we get the ball back, and we start to march.
Yeah.
We get
Old Faithful.
huge third down conversion, which puts us right on, what is that, the 6-yard line? And it's right to Jason Witten. Jason Witten runs a
Old Faithful.
14-yard stop. He runs to the first down and sits down on the first down, and Dak Prescott delivers a strike right in his belly.
Yeah.
And that was huge. That was a huge third down conversion. And then we follow it up with who other than Skyler? You want to say it?
Old Faithful. Jason Witten, Barb.
Jason Witten, baby. Same guy you see shopping at Tom Thumb.
Yep.
Caught the touchdown and made it.
Albertsons.
That's right. 28-20.
But that just doesn't stop the machine that is Aaron Rodgers.
And we did get to him this next drive. We got a sack.
Yeah, that's right.
but
We did have a defensive stand there. I remember that. But yeah, I know. This is our comeback right
Yeah,
here.
we got the ball back, and we had a huge pass to Dez.
Yeah.
And then that
Zeke went off,
run,
too.
where he just tiptoed along the sideline.
Oh,
What a
yeah.
beautiful play. What a beautiful play by Zeke. Can we talk about that, man?
Yeah, where he tiptoes on those sidelines.
Just everything he does.
We should have ran him more, man. He could have
Just-
won that game by himself.
That's what I'm saying, man. Those
Could've
first
won.
downs where he's in the backfield, but we pass it, I just didn't understand. I mean, I know that Scott Linehan obviously has that job for a reason.
Yeah.
And who the fuck am I to say he made a bad call? But it just seems
Man.
obvious to me.
This one hurt, but no.
But
We should have
hindsight's
Ramsey.
2020.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hindsight is 2020. And we almost came back and won, so who's to say that it wasn't great play calling? But, I mean, I just feel like Zeke could have had more to say in that game. Not
Yeah.
that he didn't say a lot, as it is.
Yeah. But yeah, no, things started swaying our way. We got that pass interference call on Dez, and that got us to like the 15.
Huge pass interference.
And that set up that run. We did start running Zeke on this drive, and it paid off. And he had that run up the middle where Clay Matthews jumped it perfectly.
He made that man look stupid. That was the prettiest move. I take it back. That move was prettier than him tiptoeing up the sideline. That spin move in the backfield was incredible.
Where he sheds off Clay Matthews, it was fantastic.
It was amazing. And then Dez Bryant
Find Dez in the end zone again.
grabs his second one of the day. And the Cowboys immediately have to go for 2.
Yep.
And I love this play. I want to talk about this play because this is a play that only the 2017 Cowboys could run.
Yeah.
This is a play that you cannot call when number 9 is quarterbacking your team.
This is a Flamon Jaguars low dog Davis play right
Hell
here.
yeah! This is some take it back further to Shatteridge Panthers, bro. This is a Low Dog Davis, just quarterback A gap. Just hit the A gap as hard as you can and lower your shoulders and be the bigger guy. And that's something that doesn't get called. I'm sorry, but with Tony Romo in the game, that does not get called.
Shouts out Low Dog Davis.
Shouts out Logan. Logan, if you're in the game, that's what we call it, and I'm sure you could have done it just as well as Dak did. But Dak did it splendidly, and he ties the game.
And then, things are just looking better and better because Devontae Adams ended up getting hurt.
Yeah, that ankle injury looked...
Not that I'm happy he's injured,
yeah, you never want to wish ill on a player, but that ankle injury was
and Devontae
terrible.
Was
Looked
really
bad.
fucking us up.
Oh, he was getting in us. That's for damn sure.
And this Packers team was banged up, man. They lost T.J. Lang, one of their best tackles, or one of their best, and they were playing without Jordy Nelson, and they were banged up, man. They had a very, very thin secondary too, and that's why we were exploiting them with Gunther and Des Bryant. But we had every right to take advantage of this game, and we sort of did. But the only thing that doesn't really add up to me is our ability to not get any pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and their offensive line still held up extremely strong against us.
It's just something that, to that point, Sky, it's just something that you watch these games, and no one really seems to be able to find a way to get to that man. That offensive line just somehow just keeps them off of him. He's so good at scrambling. He's so good at improvising. It's like a little one-act play out there he's performing, and he's so good at just making it happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the Cowboys are the only team that couldn't figure it out. This is how they win their games.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you got to, as a defense, you got to allow less than 31 points. 31 points is so much.
Yeah.
That's so many points to give up in a football game. It just seems like they moved the ball with ease the whole game.
Yeah. Well, Aaron just has such a calm demeanor about him. But yeah, so the Packers start to march, and
this is only a minute and a half left in the game.
Yeah, and Heath gets this interception, that guy we were talking about earlier. It's his second interception, and there's a pass interference call.
Called back. Yep.
Gets called back. Green Bay settles for a field goal, and it's a 56-yarder. And Mason Crosby hits a very weird-looking field goal, and it knuckles, and it curves, and it bends, and it shanks, and
barely makes it.
And it squeaks on the inside of the right post, lower inside, and it goes in, and it's 31-28 with a minute 30 left, and Dak is going straight for the star, and he hits Terrence Williams at the 50-yard line for about a 40-yard pass, I would say.
Wait, hold on. Slow down. Now, I want to take it back to that kick real quick by Crosby. Now, think about back in the first quarter when we were talking about that first drive. And we ended with a DBFG. For our listeners who maybe don't know, that's a Dan Bailey field goal. A DBFG is a Dan Bailey field goal. It's a common term. You should get to know it. But we settled for a DBFG because of that penalty, right?
Yeah.
Or was it the drop pass? It was something like that. But anyway, we could have had a touchdown. You go back to that one play and change the result of that one play. And even if Mason Crosby makes that field goal, we're still up one.
Yeah, no,
We're still up one with a minute 26 left. And Green Bay has 2 timeouts. All we have to do is get a few first downs and we win this game.
I know, man. But
That's how close it was. With games like this, you pick one of a few plays and you swing it your way. Maybe a call, maybe a drop pass, an interception, just something. A completed third down, something, and you're the winner. You came out on the other end. I think Cowboy fans need to look at that, and they don't take it for granted because we had a good team. I mean, we could have been there with just the turn of one table.
Yeah.
All right, so let's finish talking about this game. It's a minute 6 seconds. Cowboys are on their own 49, and they go to Jason Witten, who gets them a sturdy first down, the only kind he knows how. But we start moving. We move up. We rush it. We throw a quick pass out to Cole Beasley, who gets out of bounds. And later in that drive, we ended up spiking it. Now, I have a problem with this because after our field goal, we gave the ball back to Green Bay with 35 seconds left on the clock. If we don't spike it there, but rather run a play, and even just center it for Dan Bailey, just center it for Bailey, and then run him out there real quick, he's one of the most accurate kickers in the league, and just have him kick it real quick to tie it and leave them with no time left on the clock. Isn't that a better alternate than spiking the ball and stopping the clock?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
You can't give Aaron Rodgers any time at all.
Any time.
No time. You can't even give him 30 seconds.
All right, that was just one bone I had to pick.
But yeah, before that, let's give some credit to Dan Bailey, who knocks down a 52-yarder
Right down the pipe.
to tie the game up.
Right down the pipe. Beautiful.
That was so fucking tight. But yeah, dude, we just gave Aaron 30 seconds too many.
Yeah, exactly.
All he needed was 30, and he just sets up a little lob screen pass.
And how he held on. Okay, so he had that little lob screen, and they go down. They make a pretty good advancement. But then the next play, we get that sack where he holds on. How did he hold on to that goddamn ball?
I don't know, dude, but Heath had this guy Jeff Heath, man. What the hell, man? He had a hell of a game, and he came in and fucked
So
Aaron
hot.
Rodgers up from behind, and Aaron somehow
Held on to the ball.
with his big fucking
Gorilla hands.
nationwide hands or whatever he sponsors. Allstate hands. Yeah, I was thinking of
I
Peyton.
don't know what he.
Discount double check hands, dude. He just holds on to this ball after getting fucked up. But yeah, no, they still have 18 seconds left, and that's
12 seconds.
That's plenty of time. Oh, 12.
Whenever the 3rd and 20 happen, and he rolls out to his left, as he often does, because Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he has the ball for so long that the pocket always collapses. He
has
always
so
is
much
rolling
room.
out. Yeah, I mean, there's no one within damn near 8 yards of him.
Yeah, and this is with fucking seconds left.
9 seconds left on the clock, and
he's
he
at
makes
the-
a beautiful
He's at the
pass.
30.
He makes a beautiful pass. 35.
He's at his own 30.
30. And he makes a beautiful
He
pass.
throws a
to
dart to the other 30 of the field.
An absolute strike. And the fact that guy kept his toes in bounds, I
Is
mean,
insane.
I hate to mention it, but I mean, say it, but that was a beautiful catch.
It was amazing.
That was amazing. Like, if I'm a Green Bay fan, I am.
God.
That
Cook,
gives me an erection.
Cook had a fucking crazy game.
Dude, that's just so beautiful with his toes in there. Just amazing. And it sets up a field goal. That ends the
51
game.
yarder.
We ice him. It doesn't matter. He makes it again. A little more sketchy. Not as clean the second time. Regardless, all of them barely made it in. And that's the way that the Cowboys season this year will end. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us for our second episode of The Homers. And even though the Cowboys season is done, look forward to listening to me and Sky in future episodes with talking about the Stars and joining our other friends. And we actually have a podcast in the works that has nothing to do with sports at all. Just a fun podcast that we've been working on with our friend James. So look forward to that. So we will check y'all later. Take it easy and keep it real.
We came from nothing to something. gangster nigga. I don't trust nobody, grip the trick. Nobody call up the gang and they come and get gang. Cry me a river, give you a tissue. My bitch is bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas are savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too. My bitch is bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas are savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too.